launching. Alright, so we're in 3D mode. Airframe is so stable and so forgiving, man. I'm loving it. I'm just amazed at the wide flight envelope that this plane has, and pretty darn good power. Pretty darn good power. Doesn't it have good power? I haven't heard a throttle motor cut from it yet. Usually I've had a couple by now. Even when I'm not pushing it hard. Look at that. So with these motor cuts that I've been having, and I've heard other people report it too, so I guess I'm gonna have to, you know, remove my recommendation for it, which is a shame unless you're a tinkerer like me and you're willing to replace that main board with something else. If I continue to have these motor cuts on mine, then what I'm going to do is I am going to replace the main board with the BIMD gyro and an SBACH receiver and an external ESC. I try to keep the weight down around where it is right now. But it, you know, it has really good slow flight capability too. And look how slow that turn was there. You know, very wide flight envelope. The airframe itself is awesome. I love the airframe. It's just a blast to fly. It's a shame that I've been having these motor cut issues. Now I haven't had one yet during this flight. So let's, I don't know, we'll push it a little bit harder and see if we get one. If I don't get one, this will be the first flight since I first started with it where I didn't get a motor cut. Isn't that awesome? I mean, those are just vertical stalls there. Woo! I almost hit myself. That would not be good. Oh, there's my first motor cut. All right. So yeah, I am going to be replacing the stock board and gyro with a BIMD, an external ESC, SBACH PPM receiver, because I'm definitely going to keep this airframe. This airframe is just fantastic. I love it. it almost it almost acts like it has thrust vector in there. That is cool. There goes another motor cut. Look at that. That is just awesome. Just awesome. I need to, I think, reduce the expo on my elevator a little bit. It's a little laggy. But how cool is that airframe? Except for those motor cuts, and what a shame that is. This is the best performing, best handling, the second best performing, second best handling factory Parkjet I've ever had in the air. You know, as far as micros, sub-250g. It's just a joy to fly, man. I hope I got that in frame. But that is cool. So I had what? Three motor cuts during this flight, and that's after I've added additional venting for that board. So I think maybe it's a combination. It's a combination of heat, and I think it's a combination of timing of that ESC with that motor. You know, the first couple of times that happened, I thought, well, I'm frequently getting. There's my timer. I'm frequently getting dirt and sand in the motor out here, you know, on my landings, especially on the pusher motors. And so sometimes you'll get a motor cut like that, you know, a stutter in the motor because I didn't quite get all the sand and the dirt. I'm off the throttle. I'm going back around. Got too much altitude there. And so that causes a motor stutter from time to time. If I don't completely get the motor cleared, you know, before I put it back in the air again, I always check it. But you know, there might still be a grain of sand or something in there, and that happens every once in a while. So I thought that was probably what was going on. Check that out. That was awesome. I thought that was what was going on the first couple of times it happened. I just thought, well, I didn't get all the dirt and sand cleared out of the motor, but that appears not to be the case. It appears to be maybe a combination of heat and a timing issue between the motor and the ESC. That's a wrap on this episode. I'll see you next time in the Tinkerz Lab.